Alright, so we finally got the UFC White House card announced last night during the UFC 326 broadcast. And I'm not gonna lie, it's underwhelming. There's some good, like Topuria and Pereira on the same card. But then you have guys like Bo Nickel and Kyle Dawkins, another UFC 300 situation. Rufi versus Chandler, that's a mismatch. But outside of the matchups, let's talk about the card itself. I think it's gonna be pretty sick. Like the whole lead up to it. There's going to be stuff at the Lincoln Memorial. They're going to walk out from the Oval Office. They're going to be on the South Lawn fighting. I think that's going to be cool. Obviously, it would be much better if we weren't in the Trump administration because it's a piece of shit. We don't support him around here. It's going to be cool in that regard. I think the crowd atmosphere is going to be pretty bad. Supposedly, there's only going to be 3,000 seats, and 1,000 of them are going to be like military members, and the other 2,000 are probably going to be just government officials and shit like that. So, and you're not, these guys aren't going to get out of their seat and oh my god, like how they do at normal UFC fans, like how like real fans do it. They're going to be like, I think that it's going to be like an Apex. This might be like an Apex fucking a meta Apex fight night. It might be even worse than that. Once a meta Apex, that seating arrangement gets done, that was 1,000 seats. It might be worse than that, honestly, because those seats. I don't expect these guys to be screaming and jumping and getting out of their chair and going like how we do at normal regular UFC events, especially for one of this magnitude. And it's also UFC Freedom 250, so it's not a numbered event. I wonder if they're going to maybe count it as a numbered event because they're going to do 13. That's part of the Paramount deal. It's 13. We've had 3 already. Then there's one in April, 327, one in May, 328. And this might be the one for June if they do that. I think maybe. Or it's maybe a one-off event because it's special. It's a special thing. So maybe we get 13 numbered events and this on top of it. But there's not much. That's not really important. It's also going to be on Sunday, June 14th. As you know, that's Trump's birthday. Like, fuck, Sunday. It's going to be at 8 p.m., I'm pretty sure, Eastern time. So, decently late on a Sunday night. I know it's the summertime, but people still got shit to do. People still got to get up early. I think the pacing, like, I'm not surprised it's only 6 fights, honestly, too, because when you have government officials, I don't think they want to be sitting in these chairs watching people fight for 6, 7, 8 hours like a regular UFC card. Like last night was what, 5:30 to 12:30. That's 7 hours. They're not gonna do that. I think this could be 6 fights, maybe 3 hours, maybe 3, around that. Actually, because like the main event, there's could be a lot of knockouts here early. I think a lot of early finishes here in this card. So hopefully the pacing isn't too bad because the pacing isn't pretty decent with the Paramount era. Obviously, when there's early finishes and stuff, they gotta slow it down to meet the timing of the prelims starting at like 7 or whatever it starts at, and the main card starting at 9, shit like that. And then they got to do all their adverts and the tail of the tape, the walkout, the fucking build up the fight. So I think, like I said, it's underwhelming. Let's get into the matchups now. It's underwhelming because I think these are all mismatches except for Lopez Garcia. Bo Nickel Kyle Dawkins I think could be a pretty good one as well. Per Aragon, it's 50-50 for me if it's a mismatch or it's a competitive fight. We could have got Pereira Jones. And this is, let me play this clip real quick of Dana White.
Never, ever, ever, which I told you guys 100,000 times, was John Jones remotely, in my mind, the fight at the White House. I've told you why I wouldn't do it. Some guy with, meta glasses on filmed him talking about his hips, that his hips are so bad. And I don't know if you guys saw that flag football game where he can barely run. He's got arthritis in his hips. Doctors say he should have hip replacement. Add that on top of all the other reasons that I wouldn't. The John Jones thing is bullshit. I'm not saying they weren't talking to John Jones and that John Jones wasn't interested in the fight. And what was even crazier is John Jones came out and was like, I'm in negotiations right now for the White House fight, after an I had already sent a text to his lawyer saying, never going to happen ever.
Is it fair to say that John Jones is retired and this is the end of his time?
Yes.
So a lot in there. John Jones will never fight again. I'm pretty sure we thought that once he beat Stipe Miocic because he wasn't going to fight Tom Aspinall. He also said they were never he said they did talk to them, but they weren't in negotiations with John Jones. When John Jones came out, they talked to his lawyer. Obviously, he had hip replacement. If you did see that video of him playing flag football, he could not run. He looked like a grandpa out there. And to be able to wrestle and strike, and he uses a lot of kicks with the hip arthritis, bro, you're not gonna be able to fight. I think Alex Pereira would have beat him, which would have been fucking amazing. But it's good that John Jones was not rewarded for the bullshit of he wanted to fight on this White House card. That's the only reason he would come back, because he wanted it. It was so prestigious for him. He was fucking like boasting about fighting in front of the president, blah blah blah. Like, he did his little thing after he beat Stipe, a little Trump dance. I'm glad he didn't get rewarded for that shit. And with Eddie Hearn signing Tom Aspinall, I think this would make things very, very ugly, because that's already not. It's not the prettiest thing. It's not bad, honestly. I don't think it's that bad. I think everything will be fine with Tom Aspinall. But if Tom Aspinall, because you would have to make that for a title probably, Jones versus Pereira, like an interim. Say Jones does win, you have a whole other, the same exact situation. But it's easier to strip Jones at that point. Or it could be a one-off BMF bullshit. But I'm glad they didn't do it, because I like this with just Pereira gone, winner fights Tom. I'm glad that's happening. I don't want John Jones to make. It would be a cool ass fight to get Pereira Jones, but I think when you're looking at the bigger picture of the whole Aspinall situation, I think it's better that John Jones is not on this card. He also tweeted out, well, Ariel Helwani says Jones responds to the narrative that he was never in the running to fight on the White House card. Jones is 100% right. They did talk. They did negotiate. Which what Dana did say, it was kind of weird. Whatever. Jones just went on a little rant. He goes, lying in my bed, wrapping my head around this perception. All I can think about is how fucking painful. All of this was complete bullshit. You want me to agree that publicly? I'd be the fall guy. Or would be a bigger man remaining silent. If I'd prove mine, would I be wrong? I'm released from the UFC. Like, all this shit. So, yeah, they did say they were talking to him, so I'm kind of confused. But whatever. Outside of that, let's get into these matchups and my early predictions for each of them. Let's start at the bottom. Lopez versus, my thoughts, early predictions. Lopez versus Garcia. I think that's a fucking banger. That's going to be a great fight. I don't think this is a matchup to make, though. I think there was other options at featherweight. Obviously, I think Diego Lopez versus Yair should have been a fight, or Diego Lopez versus Aljamain Sterling. Steve Garcia getting a jump up from 9. I thought he should have fought Arnold Allen. I thought that was a fight to make. I like Diego Lopez should have fought Yair. Aljo should have fought Silva. Arnold Allen should have fought Steve Garcia. I'm not terribly mad at this matchup. I think it's a very fun, good matchup. I could see Garcia giving him a lot of trouble because he has crazy knockout power. He does have that weird monkey chimp stance where he kind of leans over, has his arms hanging low. I'd have to see more of his grappling and his wrestling, because I think Lopez might go to that in this fight, but Lopez is a dumbass with no IQ, can't cut off the cage, no technical ability in the feet, no defense. So I don't know if he makes any adjustments. This is 5 months out of his fight with Volk, where he didn't do anything. I'm going to lean Steve Garcia here. I like Steve Garcia a lot. I think he's very, very good. A little bit of a dark horse at featherweight. I'm going to lean Steve Garcia here before watching any tape. So I think it's a great matchup. It's a really fun matchup. It's going to be a banger to open out this card. I like it. Could have been different. I think there's some better matchups, but I'm not completely mad at it like some of these other fights. Then we have Nickel versus Dawkins. Bullshit. Bo Nickel, if 6 fights, 6 big names. Bo Nickel should not be on here. Bo Nickel is not that big of a prospect. Not that good. He's not ranked. He's just had his first win over fucking Rodolfo Vieira after getting beat up by RDR, who's not that good himself, as we've seen. And Kyle Dawkins, he has 2 wins back in the UFC. Got cut years ago. But he beat Michel Pereira and fucking Gerald Mearshart. I'm going to lean Bo Nickel here. Bo Nickel looked decent in his last fight. But this is bullshit to have on a fucking White House card. Dawkins versus Nickel. Come on. 2 no-names. Not no-names, but Bo Nickel is not that good to be on the 6-fight card. I think, yes, we could have had 6 title fights, but I think that would have been bullshit. I would have been probably 2 or 3. I think 2 or 3 was a max we should have got, and I'm glad we only got 2. Because then you just water down all the other pay-per-views or the numbered events. I'm glad they stuck with this, but it could have been better contender matchups. Lopez Garcia is good, but not absolutely amazing. Nickel versus Dawkins is shit. I don't like that fight. Next up, Roofy versus Chandler. Roofy's just gonna fucking spark out Michael Chandler easily. It's gonna be a one-sided beatdown for Mauricio Rufy. It's his budget McGregor Chandler. They couldn't get McGregor in this card. They didn't want him on this card, so they put him up against Michael Chandler. And Rufy just beat, like, just easily, not easily, but pretty convincingly beat Rafael Fiziev, who's ranked at number 11. He's now number 9. He's fighting down at number 13 with Michael Chandler, who hasn't won in years. And just got dominated by Paddy Pimblett. I thought the matchup should have been Rufy versus Pimblett. Or Rufy versus Gamrot. One of these two at 6 or 7. I don't like this matchup for Rufy Chandler. I think Rufy's going to beat the shit out of him. I know it's fun. You want to put on some fun fights for this card, but that's bullshit to me. I don't like it. Rufy's just going to absolutely annihilate him. Then O'Malley versus fucking Ariel Helwani, dude. Ariel or fucking Ayman Zahabi. It's going to be a one-sided beatdown. O'Malley's going to beat the shit out of him, bro. Zahabi went to war with fucking Aldo, old-ass Aldo. Then fought Chito Vera. Almost lost to Chito Vera. I thought Zahabi won that, but he almost lost. And he comes forward. He gets hit a lot. He has a good chin. He's tough. He's not that good of a striker. He's a little bit of a soybean. He has no power. O'Malley's not gonna respect him on the feet. He's not gonna grapple and wrestle O'Malley. I think O'Malley will be able to get started very early and probably knock out Zahabi later on in a one-sided beatdown. We could have got O'Malley versus Umar as a number one contender fight, but it's good they didn't do that because O'Malley would probably get beat. You want the Americans that more likely win on this card. You could have O'Malley Sanhagen was right there. I know Sanhagen was calling for it. O'Malley came out and said, "Oh, I want to get in the White House guard. Give me anybody. Maybe I don't know why they didn't do Sanhagen. Maybe they think Sanhagen beats O'Malley. I don't think so. I think O'Malley would win that. You could have even done a Peyton Talbot, but getting him in the top 3 would be a little crazy. But better anything fucking Ayman Zahabi, dude. I'm pissed off at that matchup. That's like probably the worst. The O'Malley and Rufy's fights are terrible, in my opinion. Those are just complete mismatches, and they're going to bully and destroy their opponent and knock them out. Then the two headliners, I'm glad. We get Topuria and Pereira on the same card. That's fucking crazy, in my opinion. That's great. Talking about Pereira gone, I'm just a little upset because I think Pereira's going to win. I'm a little upset we will never get the definitive Aspinall versus Gane matchup. I'm upset. I'm glad it's for interim, no, not for a vacant. They didn't strip Tom. But I think Pereira's going to beat the shit out of Ciryl Gane. I think the Pereira that we saw at 320 runs through every single heavyweight except for Tom. I think he runs through Tom. I think he beats Tom, but not runs through. I think he runs through Gane. Gane is a little bit... He moves well. Like, this narrative that... I don't agree with it that Gane moves well. Pereira's never fought. Pereira's fought a lot of people who move very well. I know, like, Adesanya is at middleweight. Ankalaev moves pretty well. He's a light heavyweight. You have Yuri who moves very weird. He figured that out. Khalil moves pretty well, light, explosive. Gane's not as explosive as these guys. He's not as powerful. He's more of a pitter patter, you know, like a flick. Like he's a good jab. He's good at kicks. But I think Pereira's dealt with all this. Pereira's a better kickboxer, more experienced, and Pereira, his chin's gonna be even better because he's cutting 0 weight. He's not gonna cut any weight. His chin's already looked pretty good at light heavyweight. Obviously, he got quoted at 185, but he was a zombie there. Not a zombie, a skeleton there. I think at this heavyweight, he's going to cut no weight. He's going to be faster. He's going to be just as strong as everybody. He's going to be more skilled. Double lighter man skill. Double lighter man speed, you could say, as well. He's fought way more skilled opponents than Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane's good, but I think his footwork's good, but I think he comes close a lot, and he's able to be backed up. I think Pereira, at a certain point in this fight, could find zero respect for Ciryl Gane and just go forward and fucking nuke him with a big right hand, drop him. Because Ciryl Gane does back up like this and go like this sometimes. I think Pereira's going to find that chin in the first or second round and get him out of there and become a 3-division world champion and be next for Tom Aspinall. I think he beats Tom Aspinall as well. I think Pereira's going to steamroll Ciryl Gane and beat the shit out of him and knock him out. He could be competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if Gane makes it competitive. I would be surprised if he wins. I think if he does win, it will be a decision. I would be surprised by that. But I think Pereira's going to beat the shit out of him in the first or second round and get a knockout. Then on to the main event. Topuria Gaethje. You kind of have to do this to unify the belts. I wish it was Armin, but Armin's probably getting Oliveira next. I would say International Fight Week, co-main event, 5 rounds. Hopefully it's not for the BMF. I think I'll just fuck with the BMF a little bit. Maybe with McGregor headlining, but McGregor was saying he would get Oliveira. I don't think they're gonna do that matchup. I think we don't want to see that. That's a waste of time. A waste of time. I'm gonna talk about my matchups tomorrow because I'm doing this video today, so my matchups will be tomorrow. I think Ilya versus Gaethje. We all know what's gonna happen. Gaethje, maybe if he comes out more patient, get some low kicks going, get his jab going, but I think Ilya's just gonna find his shot. Gaethje's gonna come forward. Maybe he becomes more patient, but I think he doesn't have the range or in and out ability like a Holloway or a Volk, movement like a Volk or Holloway to really like stay away from Ilya. Like his hunting ability, stay away from that for more than a round. I think he's gonna find that knockout blow, cut him off the cage, get in Gaethje's face and knock him out early, like first round, maybe second round. I'll be surprised if it goes past a round and a half. I think Topuri's gonna get him out of there. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's my predictions for all of these. I think everyone on the left will win except for Garcia. I'll pick Garcia as of right now. I'm not 100% sure on that one. That's like the most iffy pick for me. But I think everyone else is gonna steamroll their opponent. I think there's a lot of mismatches on this card. It's good, but it's not anything crazy. It's a good card. It's gonna be cool to watch. It's gonna be big names, big fights. Ilya's back, Pereira's back, going up to heavyweight. Like, that's sick as fuck. Garcia Lopez is a banger. We're gonna have O'Malley, Rufy on this card. It's a good card. Not anything crazy. Not what they made it out to be. I know Dana White wasn't the one saying 6 to 9 title fights. It was Trump and John Anik. I'm glad they didn't do that bullshit. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I think it's a good but not great card. A lot of mismatches, but a little underwhelming. I'm not surprised by the championship fights, but I'm surprised by the contenders. I thought the contender matchups could be a little better. So let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you tomorrow for fights to make after 326.